Hey guys, this is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the sweet spot of life, right? We all want to live here, right? It's where our life is happy. It's where we're fulfilled. Everything is firing on all of our cylinders, okay? So I want to talk about how to do that. Maybe give you a little story of mine. And I want to hear some stories of yours, okay? So I contend, and I know we've all seen like the 4 Venn diagrams, and it's like where to start a business, blah, blah, blah. But even without that, like you don't have to start a business to be living in your sweet spot, right? There's a lot of people who are happy right where they are. I had to start a business to live in my sweet spot, and I'll tell you why. So I believe, right, your sweet spot occurs right here in the intersection of your greatest passion, your greatest aptitude, and your greatest desires. Okay, so so greatest aptitude, right? Like I would love for my sweet spot to occur singing, but it just doesn't. I promise you, none of you want to hear me sing. Okay, none of you. And so that is not my greatest aptitude. That is not where I need to be in my life. Like people don't want to hear that. Okay. So our greatest aptitude, what are you really, really good at? In fact, what are you so good at that you don't understand why people can't do it? Right? I am good at a couple things. I have a math degree, so I'm really good at math, and I'm really good at people. Okay, but when it comes to math, like sometimes I'm like, people go, I don't get it, and I'm like, I don't know what you don't get, right? Like it's that piece of you that you're so good at that you don't understand and you think it's easy. And also it's that thing like, why would anybody care if I did that? Like that's easy, right? It's not easy for everybody. I promise you it's not easy for everybody, okay? Your greatest passion, like what do you get on your soapbox about, right? All of that kind of stuff. And then your greatest desires. This is where I want to tell you a story. So I have a passion for teaching. Here I am. I'm talking again. I used to teach high school math, of course, and I loved it. I loved my students. I loved teaching, but it didn't fill one of my greatest desires. So if I look at my core values, one of my core values is flexibility and freedom, right? Teaching in a K-12, well, in a high school setting, didn't give me that, okay? I was overworked and underpaid, and I like, I don't know if you know, teaching like you're structured to the minute. Like class started at 8:12 and ended at, let's say, 8:52, right? Like whatever it is, it was like to the minute. Run to the bathroom within that 6-minute break, whatever it is, okay? That was not the flexibility that was in my greatest desires. I have a local small business. I love my local small business, but it doesn't fit in one of my greatest desires. And that's that same amount of freedom. Like I found, because it's a local service business, I was stuck here in Tucson all summer. And I didn't even realize that was going to be a thing, because when I was teaching, I had the summers, right? Now all of a sudden I didn't. I do again, because I quickly rectify things when I figure out they're not working in my life for me, okay? And so my greatest desires, what lifestyle I want to have, right? When I'm in those, so when you're in a couple of those, you can be relatively happy. Again, I was relatively happy teaching high school math. But that burnout, I needed more balance in my life. So that burnout was real, and I needed to get out. When I needed to get out, I got out. So just like I can be happy with a couple of them, but if I want to be in that sweet spot of life, right, then I want to be where they all three intersect. I want to be in my greatest aptitude? What am I really, really good at? In my greatest desire, like what do I want my life to look like? What do I want to do, be, feel, see, right? All those things. And my greatest passion, like what's the thing I get on my soapbox about? You guys are hearing it, right? When I was living in your purpose, living for your mission, living for God and doing what he wants me to do. My mission never changes, but my vision sometimes does, right? Like I can fulfill what God wants me to do in a number of ways here on this planet. So what is your mission? What is your purpose? Do you know? Are you living it? Are you living in your sweet spot? Or have you had a moment of clarity in your life where you realized I am not living in my sweet spot and I need to change some things to make that happen? Let me know. Tell me how it's going. Bye.